Hey guys, what we like to do in this video is talk about dummy camera batteries and something called DC coupling, which essentially means that you put a dummy battery into your camera and then you can take an AC connection, i.e. a wall connection, put it into your camera and the coupler will reduce the voltage down to the appropriate voltage for your camera. In my camera's case, it's about 7.4 volts, so it will reduce the voltage down so that your camera doesn't get too much power, so that it doesn't overheat and doesn't damage your lens or, any of the internals of the camera. That is the idea. And it's something that is popular because this camera accepts continuous USB charging, which means I can hook up a USB connection and I can, record on this for hours and it should be okay. For the most part, it should be okay. But certain cameras do not have that, such as my Canon M50 here. Now, I'm currently recording with my Logitech Brio. As far as webcams go, it's one of the best on the market, but the quality of a webcam, it's never going to match that of a compact or a DSLR or a camcorder or a mirrorless camera. And I would love to be able to use this camera, just connect it to my computer and record. So that's what I'm thinking of doing. At the bottom of this camera though, in Canon, this is obviously Canon thinking ahead. The battery has to be closed in order for this to work. But down at the bottom, if you see here, there's a little part there. You can see it. You pull that little cover aside and there is an AC connection port. And that can be used to power a dummy battery. So that's what I want to talk about in this video. I want to explore this subject. And the reason I'm doing this is because I'm kind of revisiting my camera setup again, because I looked at buying a camcorder using my cameras a few months ago and I looked into all this. I looked into dummy batteries and then I went out and bought 3 action cameras and blew my budget on those. But I'm kind of revisiting it. I want to, kind of look back into it again. And I am looking at camcorders and different things, but I have this camera sitting there and I don't use it as much as I should. Hence this issue. Now, one of the reasons I'm revisiting this is because I did a video the other day talking about should you use third-party camera batteries, and it was, basically talking about whether you should buy an official Canon battery or one of these third-party fake ones. It was a really good comment, couple of comments from Nick Gisborne, and he pointed out firstly that in my video I failed to point out the fact that if you are using your camera simply for photos, then, well, buy the cheap batteries. If this has got 60% of the battery life of this, but it's a quarter of the cost, then yeah, you just do a quick battery swap and you're back in the game. But I did that video kind of from a video point of view, from a video recording point of view, and one of the issues of these third-party cheap batteries, some of them are okay. I've got some for my overhead camera and some of them are okay. But the problem with these ones is that they cut out really, really early and it gives you no warning. It just doesn't seem to work with the software and cuts out in the middle of a video, and then it kind of costs you more money, more time over the long run. So that's why I'm revisiting this, because Nick also says, why don't you buy a dummy battery? And you can buy these. There is an official one from Canon. This is the cheapest one I found. If you go to the Canon website here in the UK, they say it's like £82 RRP. Most of the websites sell it for £70. I found this one, £57.77. I'm like, yay, I'm going to buy this. And what did I do? I clicked add to basket. Let's go to checkout. And yeah, it does that. The website isn't working. Now, there is a phone number. I know that I could phone them up and probably order this, and it's something I'm still thinking about doing. But before I found this page, I actually took a chance and I ordered this from Amazon. And this is the cheap version. This is one of the third-party cheapos from China. You can buy them directly from China or on eBay or on Amazon. You'll see them being sold under many different brands, but essentially they will be the same thing. And you can see here, this dummy battery will go into your camera and then the AC connection will go into the wall. That's effectively how it works. But because the battery cover has to be closed in order for the camera to function, that's why there is a hole for that AC connection port. Now, you can see down here, product specification, power 14.8 watts, output DC 7.4 volts, 2 amps. So this is what you want. This is what's going to come out of that. So the connection that will go in there and that will reduce the voltage. Now, I checked on the official Canon website about this to try and double check that. There's nothing on the Canon website for the M50 or for their official adapter kit to basically say what the output voltage should be. It might be out there somewhere in some sort of technical manual, but I did a quick search, 10-20 minutes. I couldn't find anything. I couldn't find any PDF, any manual, nothing. So I can't see anything to confirm what the output voltage should be. But if this does exactly as the official one, then I could save myself a ton of money. That's why a lot of people buy this. But in classic Amazon fashion, there's a lot of reviews, but a lot of them aren't technical and a lot of them look very fake. So, should I buy a dummy battery? Should you buy a dummy battery? Should anyone buy one? Fake one, third-party one, or an official one? Should you buy it? Well, it depends. That's kind of what my research has told me. I did a lot of looking into this. I looked at a lot of websites. I looked at a lot of discussions about this. There's a lot of kind of misinformation about this, but really what it comes down to is that if you buy one of these coupling devices, you don't want the output voltage to spike your camera. Now, you'd like to think with the official one, that's all good. You've got the official one, it's all good. It's not going to overheat your camera, and it's not going to cause any problems with your lenses. But with a third-party one, well, that's maybe where the risk comes in. And it is a risk. I couldn't find the official one anywhere, but then I found the fake one. I went, you know what, £11, £12, I'll order it. But it could be a very costly discount. I'd buy it for £11 thinking, well, I'm paying £11 instead of 60, 70 or 80. But if it damages my camera, if it damages multiple lenses, then I've obviously shot myself in the foot. Now, there is a lot of misinformation out there, though. I looked on a lot of camera forums. A lot of people say, well, just buy the cheap one. It's all the same. Some other people said differently. They said that there is a problem with the third-party ones that they might not regulate the voltage correctly. It might allow some spiking, which could cause problems with your cameras. I don't know. I really don't know. And there's nothing really official out there telling you what the problems are. I saw one good video, though. This person here, Richard Lloyd, I'll leave a link to this video. Very good video. He reviews one of them for the Canon EOS M. This is the one I'm going to get. And he does a lot of tests. He tests the voltage of this AC connection port. He tests it with the battery connected. He checks the battery as well. And he was checking what you were getting. And he was getting about 7.7 volts, despite the fact that up here, at the top here, it says 7.4 volts. So you're getting a little bit extra. Now, I don't know long term what he thinks about this, but he goes really in depth. So yeah, this is something that you should check out if you're interested in this subject. But that is kind of where I am just now. That's where I am just now. Where I am is that I've got this third party coming in, and this third party AC dummy battery thing, and I could send it back. But if I test the voltage and it's 7.4, 7.7 volts, I might be able to save myself a lot of money. The risk is that maybe over time it fails, or maybe over time, when I'm not checking it, maybe the voltage will spike up and down. That is a risk. But what I'm trying to do here is really just film with a better camera. You're always going to get better quality from a dedicated camera than you are from a webcam that I'm using just now. And to demonstrate that, what I'm going to do is, in fact, I'll click here and you'll see it turning on. So, come on, work. There you go. So that's my Canon M50. And I've turned it on to manual focus there. I should be able to change that to autofocus there. Autofocus. Now, this is one of the problems, though. Autofocus, it's kind of going around. But I'll change it back. Manual focus, you're not going to get any problems with that. Now, there is software you can buy for... I'll get you dedicated. There is software that you can buy for the Canon M50. It's like an application or something, and it allows you to do all this without messages coming up, and it'll give you a totally clean HDMI signal. So that is something that you can buy. Apparently, there's a lot of workarounds for the Canon M50 as well. But again, right now, I am powering this through a battery. And if you're doing a live stream, if you're doing a long video, again, comes down to batteries. Even with the official batteries, there's always a risk that the battery will cut out and then it goes black. So this is obviously a better camera. I've got it in manual focus, but what we'll do is autofocus. So this is obviously a better camera than my webcam. Is it going to go into autofocus? It's finding problems there, isn't it? It's focusing on me, that's why. It's focusing on my face. Don't focus on, there you go. So you can see, you know, there's a big improvement there. That's not something I could do with my webcam. Overall, the quality is a lot better if I switch to the M50. Yeah, so this is the kind of route I'm going down. This is the kind of route I'm going down. So yeah, you can see here, if I'm talking just now, this is obviously to the side just now, but this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be able to use my camera. As I was saying earlier, I am thinking about buying a camcorder or another camera or something like that, but I already have the Canon M50 sitting there. I already have 3 lenses. I've got one attached there. I've got 2 in the background there. You know, one's like long distance, one's like a bokeh effect. I could utilize my camera a little bit more. Should I use the dummy battery? I'll see. So it comes tomorrow, guys. I'm going to have a think about it. I'm going to do some more research on it. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. But, you know, despite what I do tomorrow, even if I decide to use this or even if I send it back, what I would say is do some research yourself, guys. There is a lot of misinformation about this, and there's a lot of people who speak with conviction without providing any evidence or any facts as to why they think, you know, this way or that way. A lot of people are saying just buy the cheapest one. Other people say always buy the official one. You could cause problems to your camera. I don't know. There's other people who say they've used, you know, cheap Chinese ones, the third-party cheap Chinese dummy batteries for 5 years, 10 years. They've never had any problems. And then there's other people saying, oh, I had to change my camera. You know, this is what happens when you check online. I am kind of leaning towards buying the official one if I can get it from that company at that price. I'm maybe throwing money away here, but I'm kind of concerned that inside that cheap Chinese one is just cheap electronics, and I suspect it is. And that's the kind of risk that you will have if you buy a third-party one. I think with the official one, I'd feel a lot more confident about it, about using it. I don't think I'd worry about the lenses or the camera overheating or causing any damage to the, you know, equipment that I spent about $1,000 on, you know, with the camera and the 3 lenses. I spent a lot of money on it, and it'd be a little bit silly to just buy the cheapest option and then burn it up. But there's a lot of people that do vouch for these cheap ones. So I'll leave a link to everything, guys. I'd love to hear your thoughts on all this. I'll leave a link to all these pages. You can check it out. Thanks again to Nick Gisburn. I really do appreciate you pointing me in the right direction. Let me know what you think about this, guys. Let me know what you think about it. It's kind of a niche subject, guys. It's kind of pointed towards those of you who take a lot of photos and videos and you like a continuous connection. And quite frankly, it's annoying that any camera over the last 5 years doesn't have a continuous USB connection. I don't see why they can't do that when there's cameras larger than that support it. But yeah, this is the workaround for any camera that doesn't have it. You can put it in the battery and you can, you know, plug it in with an AC connection. I'll let you know how I got on, guys. I'm going to buy this regardless, so I'll get the official one or the third-party one. But over to you guys. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about it. Do check out that other video, though. It's very detailed. It does check out with the multimeter, which is what I will be doing as well. Whatever I get, official or non-official, I will check it out as well, just to see, you know, whether I'm going to get the reported 7.4 volts, because if it's spiking up at 9 or 10 volts, it's going to cause problems. Thanks for watching, guys. I will speak to you all in the next one. Take care.